In this video, we're going to show you everything you need to know about how to properly set up and connect the Logitech Blue Sona microphone with the Rode Rodecaster Pro 2 audio mixer. We're going to show you what you need, what you don't need, and all the tips and tricks that we use to get the best sound out of this microphone. Now, first of all, if you are looking for pricing or specs for anything that you see in this video, the accessories and the cables and the things that we use to set this microphone up, we do have some links down in the description below where you can find current up-to-date pricing from a variety of online retailers to make sure that you are getting the best price possible. Now, first of all, if you buy the Logitech Blue Sona, you get the Logitech Blue Sona microphone. You don't get anything else that comes with this. It does come in two different color options. We, of course, bought the black one. I think that is the most professional looking. It does come in white as well, but those are two options that you have available to you. As you can see here, I'm just holding this microphone in my hand. So the first thing that we need is some type of stand for this microphone with this setup. In my mind, in my experience, we probably have 30 different stands here in the studio. It really comes down to two options for you. First of all, you have a very inexpensive, very practical tabletop stand. These things are awesome. They fold down flat. They're really portable and inexpensive. The two things I don't like about these is that, one, they don't offer a lot of protection against taps that come on the table. If you tap on the table, that tends to come right through the stand into the microphone. So that's one thing that's not ideal. Not a deal breaker, especially at the price point, but it is something to consider. The other thing is, as you can see in front of me today, I have my laptop, I have an audio mixer, I have some cables that I'm using. Sometimes you just run out of space if everything's on the table. So my second option that I recommend is the Rode PSA 1 Plus boom arm. This is by far the best boom arm on the market. It's not so expensive. There's definitely more expensive boom arms out there, but it's the most comfortable to use. Other boom arms you have to tighten and move, and you need tools to set them up. They don't move how you want them to move. The Rode PSA 1 is awesome. So that's what we're going to use in this video. You can see here that I taped over their logo. This is what it looks like if it comes out of the box. And I put my own logo on it. That's another really great option. The boom arm itself is wrapped in this neoprene material, which is really cool. It takes a lot of that resonance out of the stand itself and helps protect your microphone from getting those taps from the table. There is also a foam wrap inside there as well. It's really well thought out design, really comfortable. This is what I'm talking about with it. If I want to pretzel the stand like that, it just holds. If I want to hang it over my head like that, it holds. Other super popular, really expensive stands will drift down or they'll float up and the springs aren't calibrated very well. This microphone here is not that heavy, but the Rode PSA 1 Plus is the best stand for it. Okay, so once we got it mounted on a stand, we do need to connect it to our audio mixer here in front of me. So I'm going to use an XLR cable. You can see here that the XLR cable will typically have a male and female connector. We like using these canary ones because they have black connectors. It always looks better on camera. They're really flexible, but they still have that star quad design that you need for studio cables to reject all the background noise from all the equipment that you're working around. And you can get them in a variety of colors. So I really like that as well. So I'm going to connect this to the back of the microphone. Then you always do want to run your cable as neat as possible. You're always judged by how neatly you run your cable. Inexperienced people will typically have a tendency to run straight to the piece of equipment, which I do just want to say as well, don't buy a 6-foot XLR cable. It's really tempting. I find you always need 10 by the time you run around everything that you need and connect it to your mixer, so at least get 10 feet. Then we're going to connect this to the back of the audio mixer. Now you can see on the back of the audio mixer, the Rode Rodecaster Pro 2 here, it just goes straight into that XLR. The white one is the microphone we're using. Slot 4 here is the microphone you've been listening to so far. And you can see up in the top corner here, we still have a logo of the Rode NT1. Once we get the Blue Sona cooking here, then that'll switch to a picture of the Blue Sona, so you know that you're listening to that. Okay, so the Blue Sona is pretty unique in a couple ways. One, it is a dynamic microphone, and dynamic microphones don't require any type of phantom power. That being said, the really cool thing about this microphone is that it has a dynamic microphone and then it has a built-in mic activator. That mic activator must be powered externally through 48 volts of phantom power. This microphone does not work if you do not do that, so I'm going to show you what that means. If you go into the Rodecaster Pro 2 here and select the first channel that we have, you can see that I'd be tempted to use the dynamic microphone setting because it's a dynamic mic. So you could do that if you turn on phantom power. Once I turn phantom power on there, you can see that I'm now getting level in the audio mixer. So that's one option for you. If I turn this off. The next option here is to use the condenser mic setting. And once again, this will turn on 48 volts of phantom power. The presets and all that won't work as great because it's set up for a more sensitive condenser microphone, but this is a dynamic microphone, so it has a lot of qualities that aren't like the Rode NT1 that I have here. So this is what I like doing with this microphone. With the Blue Sona, go all the way over to the Shure SM7B setting. This thing is basically designed from the ground up to be a Shure SM7B killer. You could debate all day as to whether or not it's going to pull that off, but it has a lot of characteristics that the Shure SM7B also has. So to me, it makes a lot of sense to go over to the Shure SM7B presets that are built into the Rode Rodecaster Pro 2 and then reduce the gain because we don't need that much level. We're going to come all the way down to about 35, and then we can turn phantom power on. So we're using all the presets that are geared towards a microphone that sounds like this, but we're just adding the phantom power manually, which is really cool that you can do that inside the Rode Rodecaster Pro 2. And here we are. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my headphones here, put them on, bring the fader up. I can turn the Rode NT1 down and get it out of here. So now you're listening to the Blue Sona for the first time. That picture up there changed to a graphic of the Blue Sona. Let's quickly talk about mic placement here. This microphone will always sound horrible if you don't have good mic placement. I like to have it within about a fist of my mouth. Most dynamic microphones are like that, and the Blue Sona is no exception to that rule. I like to have it off axis so it's not between me and the camera here. If you do have it right in front of you, it's not the worst thing in the world. The Blue Sona does have pretty good plosive protection. It doesn't react really badly to P and B sounds if you talk right into the microphone. While we're on the subject, this microphone does come with two different foam windscreens here. The only difference between the red one and the black one is color. There's no acoustic difference between either one of these, so that is something for you to keep in mind. It's just for style points, and there will be a million third-party versions of these in the future with, I'm sure, for every color that you want in the future. Okay, while we're talking about how this microphone sounds, by default on the Shure SM7B setting here, you do get post-processing turned on. That's what you've been listening to so far. I'm going to turn it off now just so you can hear what the raw microphone sounds like. So this is the plain, dry Blue Sona coming through the Rode Rodecaster Pro 2 audio mixer. It does sound just a little bit flattened out now that that SM7B processing enhancement is turned off, but it still sounds really good for a bone stock dynamic microphone. I mean, this is on the pricey end, but I think it sounds really good. It's nice and warm. It's not too punchy. It's not irritating or anything like that. It's really nice and pleasant to listen to. So I'm going to turn on post-processing again, and you can hear a little bit of that compression and EQ kind of sweeten up the microphone a little bit. Next, let's take a look at some of the presets that are built into the Rode Rodecaster Pro 2 here. First of all, let's go to neutral. So this is going to back it down a little bit. You can hear it flatten out. This is probably halfway between no processing and where we were. Next, we have Podcast Studio. I believe this is the setting that we were on previously. And then we have Broadcast. For me, I like the Podcast Studio, the one the best. Broadcast sounds a little bit dry to me. I like the sound of this one a little bit better. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit less dry. Okay, so now all you really need to do with the Blue Sona and the Rode Rodecaster Pro 2 is find a set of headphones. We love using the Beyerdynamic DT990 Pros. They're lightweight, they're comfortable, and they sound really, really good, especially with the Blue Sona. I actually really like this combination. But they're comfortable for a long period of time. So if you are a live streamer or podcasting and you're doing kind of 2 or 3 hour sessions, these don't get too hot and they're really comfortable. And the cool thing about the Rodecaster Pro 2 is not a lot of audio mixers can power a set of headphones like this. So this is really an awesome combo, I think. Get the Blue Sona, Rodecaster Pro 2, and a set of Beyerdynamic DT990 Pros. I think this would be a lot of people's end game setup. It really doesn't get better in terms of ease of setup, simplicity to set up, good sound, high quality, portability, record straight to SD card, multi-track recording, all the good stuff. This is a pretty good winning combo, I think. If you have any questions or if there's any other setup questions that you have about the Blue Sona with the Rodecaster Pro 2, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Again, if you are looking for pricing or specs, this is a brand new microphone right now. We have links down in the description below on where you can find this and the current price from a variety of online retailers. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.